Hello everyone! Have you been told that fruit is always good for you no matter what? If you're over 60 and dealing with numbness in your feet, some common fruits might quietly make things worse. 1. Grapes that sit too long. You might think grapes are one of the safest and cleanest fruits to snack on, especially when you're trying to eat frugally after 60. But what many older people don't realize is that grapes, once they soften or are left in the fridge for too long, can quietly become a hidden threat to your circulation and neurological health. Let's get this straight. Overripe grapes may seem harmless, a little soft, maybe one or two are moldy, but the rest seem fine. You wash them and eat them. But here's what's happening. Grapes that have been stored for too long can develop invisible mold or harmful germs that your body has a harder time fighting off as you get older. These germs may not be a problem for younger people, but if you're already dealing with neurological problems or diabetes, even a mild infection can silently increase inflammation in your body. That added stress can exacerbate the numbness in your feet. You may not notice it right away. Maybe your shoes feel tighter. Maybe your toes feel colder, but it builds up. And once the nerves are more irritated, it becomes harder to get them back in control. So while grapes are healthy when fresh, soft or oozing grapes are not a gamble worth taking if you're over 60. Your nerves simply don't heal as quickly as they used to. The solution is simple. Eat only grapes that are firm and clean. Store them for no more than 3 to 4 days and avoid storing them in a sealed container. Comment 1 below if you've ever eaten overripe grapes without realizing the risk. 2. Unwashed strawberries from the market. You grab a few strawberries straight from the box. They look fresh, bright red, and smell sweet. They're just fruit, right? How much harm can they do? But if you're over 60 and living with numbness in your feet, even this simple habit may be working against you. Strawberries, especially those bought from open markets or street stalls, often carry more than just flavor. They may have residual pesticides from the farm, bits of soil, or tiny molds on the surface hidden near the stem. If not washed properly, these invisible residues can irritate your body. And while young people may be able to ignore them, your aging system is more sensitive. A little surface contamination can silently cause mild inflammation that worsens circulation and increases nerve irritation, especially in your feet. You may feel more sluggish after eating them, or notice your legs are heavier and numb the next morning. That's no coincidence. It's your body trying to deal with a small stressor that could have been avoided with a simple step. The fix is easy. Wash strawberries under running water for at least 30 seconds. If they came from an outdoor market, soak them in a bowl of lightly salted water for a few moments. Avoid strawberries with soft spots or white mold near the stem. And when possible, buy from places you trust. Clean fruit can still be sweet. You might think fruit irritation only comes from dirt, but even a perfectly clean slice can trigger trouble if it's not fully ripe. Keep watching to see how pineapple might surprise your nerves. 3. Pineapple that wasn't fully ripe or was left open. It smells sweet, so it must be good. That's what many people think when they cut a pineapple, even if it's a little hard or has been sitting on the counter since yesterday. But if you're over 60 and dealing with numbness in your feet, eating a pineapple that's not quite ripe or left out too long could be making things worse in secret. Unripe pineapples contain natural enzymes that can irritate your mouth and stomach, and once cut open, the fruit begins to decompose quickly, especially if left at room temperature. Within hours, it can begin to ferment on the surface and lose its natural balance. The results aren't always obvious, but the impact on your body can be real. That strange, sour taste in your stomach, or that weird tingling in your feet the next day, could be your nerves reacting to inflammation from the fruit, which your body sees as a stressor. As you age, small imbalances like these add up. Your digestion slows down, your immune response weakens, and your nerves become more sensitive to pressure. Pineapple may seem harmless, but if it stings your tongue or has been exposed for too long, it won't help your circulation or nerve health. To be safe, only eat pineapple that is fully ripe and has been refrigerated after cutting it. Try to eat it all within one day, and avoid pieces that feel frothy or smell sour. Comment 3 if you've ever had a pineapple that tasted a little harsh or left you feeling sick afterward. 4. Canned fruit in heavy syrup. It reminds you of childhood, sweet and soft. A can of peaches chilling in the fridge, a spoonful with cottage cheese, or simply eating straight from the can after dinner. For many older people, canned fruit feels familiar and easy. But if you're over 60 and struggling with numbness in your feet, that easy option may be adding fuel to the fire. Most canned fruits in thick syrup are soaked in a thick, sweet liquid that clings to each bite. It's not just sweet. That syrup can secretly cause inflammation, especially in people with diabetes or circulatory problems. After eating, you may notice your feet swell more in the afternoon, or your toes tingle a little longer than usual. It's not just your imagination. The sugar spike from the syrup can stress blood vessels and nerves, leading to more discomfort in already sensitive areas. And if the can has been open and stored for more than a day, the situation gets worse. The fruit begins to decompose, sometimes developing a slimy coating or a strange taste that your body reacts to. This type of hidden irritation can weaken the stability of your nerves without any warning. The better choice is simple. Choose fruit canned in its natural juice or in filtered water. If you only have a can of thick syrup, rinse the fruit under cool running water before eating. It won't be as sweet, but your nerves will thank you. Maybe you've swapped canned fruit for something softer and easier like a banana. But not all soft is safe. Up next, how one simple mistake with bananas could be slowing down your recovery. 5. Overripe bananas with black spots. You see a few black spots and think, it's just overripe. Maybe even sweeter, that banana has been sitting on your kitchen counter for a few days and it still looks edible. But if you're over 60 and struggling with numbness in your feet, eating overripe bananas could be making your situation worse. As bananas soften and develop black spots, they begin to decompose on the inside. Fermentation begins, and while you may not smell it, that banana could be producing compounds that irritate your digestion and blood sugar control. For older adults dealing with poor circulation or nerve pain, even mild inflammation can put extra stress on the body. The result? You feel bloated, a little uncomfortable, and sometimes your feet feel colder or number than usual. It's easy to ignore. You think it's just a full stomach or the weather. But your nerves will notice. A banana that's too soft, especially one that's sour or has bruised flesh, doesn't do your system any favors. The sugars get absorbed faster, your intestines have to work harder, and your feet often suffer the consequences. Instead, choose bananas that are yellow with just a few light freckles. Store them in a cool place and eat them before they get too soft. If they smell even slightly fermented, it's time to throw them away. Comment 5 if you've ever eaten an overripe banana just to avoid waste, without thinking about how it might affect your body. 6. Guava sold from uncovered street stalls. Fresh, local, and firm. You see guavas piled high on tables at the weekend market, drying in the sun. They seem like the perfect snack, but if you're over 60 and struggling with numbness in your feet, eating guavas from an uncovered street stall could be secretly harming your health. Guavas sold in open-air markets are often left in dusty conditions, near car exhaust and air pollution. People touch them without buying them, flies buzz around them, and there's no protective layer. Even if the guava looks clean, it could still be carrying invisible germs or dust particles from the environment. When eaten without washing thoroughly, these external factors can silently cause mild inflammation. You might not feel it right away, but later in the day, your feet feel colder, or the numbness starts earlier than usual. It's your nerves reacting. Your aging body simply doesn't handle external stressors as well as it used to. And poor surface hygiene can easily make your system feel more irritable. The solution is simple. If you like guava, make sure you wash it thoroughly under running water. Choose fruit from stalls that cover their produce, or store it in bins, not in the sun. Comment 6 if buying guava from street markets used to be part of your weekly routine. So just to wrap things up gently, if your feet have been feeling numb lately, it might not just be age. Sometimes it's the little things we don't think twice about, like the fruits we eat. You might reach for a bunch of grapes sitting in the fridge, soft and sweet. But if they've been in there too long, they could be doing more harm than good. Or maybe you snack on strawberries straight from the market thinking they look clean. But without a proper rinse, they can carry more than just flavor. Pineapple? Sure, it's refreshing, but if it's been sitting open or isn't fully ripe, it might leave your stomach feeling off and your feet colder than usual. And those canned peaches from your pantry? The syrup's sweet, yes, but your nerves might not thank you for it later. Even something as simple as a banana with black spots. We've all eaten one to avoid waste. Still, the softer it gets, the harder your body has to work. And guava from the street stalls? Unless it's been washed well and kept covered, it could bring in more than just local charm. No need to give up fruit. Just listen a little more closely to how your body feels after you eat. Sometimes, the smallest changes can bring the most relief. The temperature trick: why cold fruit matters. You might be careful about what fruits you eat, but have you ever thought about how cold they are? For many seniors, grabbing fruit straight from the fridge seems harmless. It feels refreshing, especially on a warm day. But if you're already dealing with poor circulation or numbness in your feet, that chill might be doing more than you think. Cold foods, including fruit, can cause your blood vessels to tighten temporarily, especially in your hands and feet. For younger people, this isn't a big deal. But once you're over 60, your circulation naturally slows down. That quick drop in temperature can make it harder for blood to reach the tiny nerves in your feet, which may already be struggling to stay healthy. You might notice more tingling, stiffness, or that cold pins and needles sensation showing up a little stronger after meals. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy fruit from the fridge. But there's an easy fix. Just let it sit out for 10 to 15 minutes before eating. Give your body a chance to stay balanced. Especially in the cooler months, this small change might not seem like much, but your nerves and your feet might feel the difference. Getting older doesn't mean you have to live with numbness or discomfort. Sometimes it's not about giving things up, it's about doing them a little smarter. Whether it's picking fresher fruit, letting it warm slightly before eating, or being more mindful of what's been sitting too long. These small changes can make a real difference in how your body feels. You're not losing strength, you're learning how to protect it. So today, maybe check your fruit drawer. Toss anything too soft or too old. Let something sit out before you eat. Your feet might thank you tomorrow. Have you noticed a difference in your legs or feet after eating certain fruits? Share your story in the comments below. Just type the number of the one that surprised you most. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow HEALZO for more easy, science-backed tips to feel your best after 60.